Hello, this is Dusty with the Fellowship Committee, and I am here with our illustrious church office coordinator, Laura Andrews. And we get to find out more about her, which I'm so excited.
Laura's secrets revealed.
Absolutely. Okay, so did you become a member of the church?
No, I am not an official member of that church. My heart belongs to the Mission Hill Congregational Church that I grew up in that closed in about 1998. So while I'm extremely fond of you guys, no other church can compare.
Oh boy, ooh, a challenge, folks, a challenge.
Wear me down.
Yes. So did you grow up in the area?
Yep, I grew up north of Mission Hill, lived there on the farm until I was about 11, and then my mom and brothers and I moved to Beersford, and then my mom remarried, and I spent my last 2 years of high school in Centerville.
Oh my.
So, hopping around.
Yeah. So did you go to college?
Yes, I attended Moorhead State in Fargo, St. Cloud State, and got my master's degree in library and information science at the College of St. Catherine in St. Paul.
Well, so what did you do after you got out of college?
I started working for the St. Paul Public Library. I was in the interlibrary loan department up on the 4th floor. I had a lovely little office shared with about 8 people, but I was the first one in the morning, so nobody ever knew I was there. The office overlooked the Mississippi River. Not that I had time to look at it, but I knew it was there, being calm and comforting and flowing the way rivers do. And yeah, I was just squirreling away, finding random books and videos and whatever that our library didn't hold, and getting them for our patrons
Great.
and sending our stuff out that someone else wanted. Super fun. Found all kinds of random things.
I bet. I bet. So what brought you back to Yankton?
The trouble with St. Paul is that town is crawling with trees. And so I was fenced in at all times. The other problem with St. Paul is that it's in Minnesota, and so I was also surrounded by Minnesotans. And they're all just lovely, delightful people, but a little bit uptight. And if you didn't go to kindergarten with them, there was a limit to how close they were going to let you get. Also, the year I turned 30, I lost a grandmother back here and a bunch of other people, and had that realization, well, if I wanted to spend time with my people, I better get home and do it before they were gone. So I moved back here in June of 2006 and been here ever since.
Wonderful. So you grew up out of town. Did you have on a farm?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Did you have chores you had to do?
Yeah. My brother Luke had sheep, my brother Josh had a cow, and I had chickens. So those boys made the money, and I did the work, because there's a limit to how much we needed to do with our sheep and everything else, and they were all more adult-heavy things. So, but we hauled 5-gallon buckets of feed and water out to the chickens, and I was terrified of the roosters and all that good stuff.
Uh-huh. Yeah, they can be a little ornery, those roosters. I used to squirt mine with the squirt bottle.
Oh,
Water.
had I but known.
It worked really
Yeah.
well. He got soaked a lot. Okay, so do you remember your grandparents?
Absolutely, absolutely. I knew all 4 of my grandparents and 1 great-grandmother. So, yes, all farmers. Grandma and Grandpa Johnson lived just north of the old Valley View gas station, north of Mission Hill and west of Vollen. And Grandma and Grandpa Mark lived outside of Viborg. Actually, I am related to the first Dane to come to Turner County. So if you have anything against Viborg, that's basically my fault. The fault of my people. The Christensens came in, and it was all downhill from there.
Oh my goodness. So they came from where? Your great grandparents?
Denmark. from mom's side of the family mostly. And on my dad's side, grandma's family was Danish and grandpa's family was Swedish. So
Oh
we're
my.
fairly Scandinavian.
Fairly, just a little bit, right? No, all of it.
And my dad moved from the farm where I grew up and is living on the family farm outside of Vollen that's been in the family since 1869.
Nice.
Yeah.
That is neat. So, did you get to play any sports or anything when you were in high school?
I had absolutely no interest in sports whatsoever. We did more music. I was in choir. I was in South Dakota Honors Choir
Oh, wow.
the summer before my senior year in high school. That's the one you have to audition for. And played French horn. Didn't want to, but our dear friend Gail Bachand was a band teacher up in Sioux Falls, and he said that I had the mouth for French horn. So that's
There
what
you
I got to
go.
do, because you weren't going to argue with Gail.
No. Do you still play?
I have one. I could play, but I haven't gotten down there lately. So
Oh, my goodness. So, what was your first job?
I
All the way back.
worked at, well, if you don't count picking rocks and spraying beans, which was definitely work, but no money whatsoever, the first paying job was at Taco John's in Vermilion,
Whoa.
when it was still a tiny little grubby shack and there was no place to sit except maybe outside. And I would drive. Well, I started there the summer of '93 after I graduated, so big flood year.
Mm-hmm.
And when Highway 19 was open, I would drive back from Vermilion in the middle of the night, 2 o'clock in the morning, after the bars had closed, after the bar rush had happened, and there would be a sea of water on either side, and the moon was shining down. It was really very beautiful when the road was open.
When the road was open,
Yeah.
exactly. So, you were married.
Mm-hmm.
Where did you meet your spouse?
At Ben's, he,
Oh.
I was attending Drinking Liberally down there on Tuesday nights, and he was in a play. He played Grandpa in You Can't Take It With You, and some friends of his dragged him down to the bar, and we just got to be, and he kept coming even though he was very much not a liberal, and we just got to be friends. And eventually he decided that he could overlook our age difference and that perhaps he should marry me, so we did that. In October of 2012, Genevieve came along in 2015, and then Mike died of a stroke in January 2020.
Mm.
So,
I'm so sorry.
yeah.
It wasn't a whole lot of time.
No, but
Not enough.
he was full of stories, that one. I was actually super excited because after looking for it for 10 years on YouTube, I found a commercial for Tyson Chicken Mesquite starring Robert Morley. Mike had been an extra in this back in 1987 or something. So I can't see him. It's a bunch of blurry shadows, but he played a rowdy cowboy extra
Well,
in this
there you go.
ridiculous commercial.
So now you have your place on Foreverness,
Yes.
and he has his from the movie. You see, but you're gonna be front and center.
That's the star of the show.
Always.
It's not my forte.
Always.
I'm more a lurk in the shadows type, really.
So, what's something surprising that, besides what you've told us already?
Oh, surprising. Well, did you know that I have a spinning wheel? Can spin yarn?
No way.
I have a loom. It's not hooked up yet, so I don't know how to do that. But I have, and probably will again, spun yarn on my spinning wheel.
Oh, how cool. I want to watch you do that.
I'm hoping to bring it down to knitting and more sometime.
Yeah.
If there's a dull moment around here on a Monday
I
afternoon,
really
I'll slip
doubt
down
that
with it.
will
Yeah,
happen. I
yeah.
really doubt it. How do you like being a church coordinator?
It's delightful around here. You are a lovely bunch of people, and I do my best to have fun with everyone who walks in the door. And
you
we
do.
mostly succeed.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're very, very good at this.
it's important, well, I don't know, having grown up in a church family of sorts, in Mission Hill, my grandparents were there, my great uncles were there, sometimes my great aunt came, and all of our neighbors, some of our neighbors. And so it's an environment that I want to foster in my own particular way. It's something that I want Genevieve to have for herself. And I think that's happening. About every Sunday, she puts on her chocolate perfume and then has people sniff her. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
It's good.
So what is something that changed you? Positive, negative, something that really changed you that you look back on?
Oh, well, Mike's death is the easy answer,
Mhm.
followed immediately by the start of the pandemic. It's,
Oh,
yeah, that was not, it was horrible.
yeah.
But it happens to all of us. We all get those gut punches.
Yeah, we
So
do.
you just do your best to roll with it.
Mhm. So what would you like to tell your younger self or somebody younger than you, advice-wise?
Just don't worry so much. Because most of it really doesn't matter. All of the stories that you tell yourself and get all worked up, most of the time it's fine. So just go for it.
Yeah, true that. Is there anything else you wanna tell us about yourself?
My deep dark secrets? No, I want you to reveal those one by one just through the course of my being here. I'll let it be an unpleasant surprise.
We can do that. We can figure it all out. Yeah, that's wonderful that you let me do this with you today. So we have you captured in the moment of surprise.
It's good.
It's all good.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for being who you are. I really enjoy having you here. You are consistent and responsible and respectful and caring and passionate. And those things are so needed in the position that you're in, because people come to you broken. Even though you're not the pastor,
No.
doesn't really matter. You're the next thing, You're the answer, you're the one who answers the phone, and
Mhm.
we really, really, truly appreciate it and enjoy having you here.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very
It's-
much.
I think of what my dad used to say is that as long as you're having a good time, it doesn't matter if anyone else is. I've never really embraced that last part. I want to take you all on the good time ride with me. So
Right?
let's have
Yes.
fun.
Let's have fun. Thanks, Laura.
Thank you.